They were paid to pretend, to hit their marks, read their lines, and fall in love on cue. But on some movie sets, the cameras stopped rolling, and the feelings didn't. In this video, you'll see 10 celebrities who walked onto a film set for a job and walked off with real love. What started as scripted romance slowly turned into something no director planned, no contract mentioned, and no one could turn off. Some of these couples denied it, some tried to hide it, some never expected it to last past the final scene. Yet the deeper the movie went, the more real their story became. And by the time you reach the last one, you'll realize something strange. Two people signed a contract to save New York City, not catch real feelings, and still managed to do both. The Amazing Spider-Man filmed in 2010 and released in 2012, with Emma Stone rising fast after Easy A and Andrew Garfield stepping into his breakout superhero role, both single and unprepared for real-life chemistry. On set, their connection simmered during quiet lab scenes and intimate conversations where prolonged eye contact, soft smiles, and pauses that lingered just a little too long made it feel more like flirting than acting. After filming, they spent time traveling together, attending events, quietly supporting each other's careers, and living glimpses of life like a real couple away from the cameras while still keeping most of it private. People spotted them out, interviews became playful and evasive, and fans couldn't get enough of the undeniable spark. Their relationship lasted several years before ending around 2015, quietly and respectfully, leaving fans divided. Some believe it was fate, others say it was never meant to last. But that love story wasn't the most unexpected. The next one started with a movie no one expected to spark anything real. Two outsiders were hired to pretend they lived in a fairy tale, and Hollywood accidentally made it real. Edward Scissorhands, with Johnny Depp transforming from teen heartthrob to serious actor, and Winona Ryder already the ultimate 90s cool girl, both young, famous, and single. On set, their connection was undeniable. Lingering eye contact during garden scenes, shy smiles in quiet moments, and pauses that lasted just a little too long, making the chemistry feel less scripted and more real. Rumors ignited when people spotted them together. Interviews became playful, and co-stars stopped pretending nothing was happening. Fans went wild, calling it one of the decade's most iconic romances. The relationship lasted until 1993, ending as fame and timing collided, leaving a mix of nostalgia and what-ifs. Some fans still believe it was a true fairy tale. Others say it was never built to last. But what came next began with a moment everyone overlooked. Two race cars were supposed to speed around the track, and somehow Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise ended up racing straight into each other's hearts. Days of Thunder was released in the 90s, with Tom Cruise already skyrocketing as one of Hollywood's biggest stars and Nicole Kidman just stepping onto the American film scene, both single and unaware that sparks would fly off camera. On set, the romance simmered during intense driving scenes, quiet behind-the-scenes moments, and long hours filming dialogue-heavy sequences where lingering eye contact, subtle smiles, and small touches made it clear the chemistry was real. After filming, they fully embraced life together, attending premieres, traveling the world, sharing homes, and supporting each other's careers while building one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples images. Fans quickly noticed, and while some interviews were coy, their public appearances left no doubt, making fans obsessed with every glance and gesture. Their relationship blossomed into marriage, lasting over a decade before their divorce in 2001, leaving fans torn between admiration and heartbreak. Some still believe it was fate, others say it was never meant to last. The next love story began with a moment no one thought mattered. Two dancers were hired to fake chemistry on a dance floor and somehow forgot to turn it off when the music stopped. Step Up was released in 2006, with Channing Tatum still early in his career and Jenna Dewan already a trained professional dancer, both single and focused on the job. On set, the spark built during rehearsal scenes where close body contact, locked eye contact, breathless smiles, and perfectly synced movements made the romance feel effortless, especially in the final dance sequences where every touch looked natural and unforced. After filming, they carried that rhythm into real life, spending nearly all their time together, moving in, traveling, supporting each other's careers, and eventually building a family that felt as grounded as it was glamorous. Their relationship led to marriage and years together before ending in 2018, surprising fans who believed the connection was unbreakable. Some still see it as destiny born on the dance floor, Others think it was a beautiful chapter that simply ran its course. The next one grew out of a scene taken as a joke. Two actors signed up to play a married couple on screen and apparently decided it was easier to skip the acting part. Dreamhouse was released in 2011, with Daniel Craig firmly established as James Bond and Rachel Weisz already an Oscar winner, both in relationships at the time and absolutely not expected to fall for anyone new. On set, their connection showed in the quieter scenes, where lingering eye contact, gentle smiles, and an ease between them made the marriage feel less scripted and more lived in, especially during emotional moments that relied more on silence than dialogue. After filming, they chose a very private life together, quietly marrying, sharing homes, raising a blended family, and keeping their relationship almost entirely out of the spotlight while supporting each other's careers. The relationship has lasted for years, surprising many who never saw it coming. Some believe it was inevitable chemistry. Others think it was simply the right moment for two people who understood each other deeply. Two people starred in a superhero movie that flopped, but somehow walked away with the real superpower, finding the right person. Green Lantern was released in 2011, with Ryan Reynolds already a rising leading man and Blake Lively coming off Gossip Girl, both in other relationships at the time and absolutely not pitching this as a love story. On set, their connection showed up in the quieter moments rather than the explosions. Easy laughter between takes, playful banter and dialogue scenes, and those relaxed smiles and lingering looks that made their interactions feel natural, like two people genuinely enjoying each other's presence instead of hitting marks. After filming, they stayed friends, spent time together in group settings, traveled, and eventually realized the chemistry worked a lot better off set than on screen, choosing a low-key life together that included marriage, raising a family, and keeping their relationship famously private and playful. The outcome has lasted, becoming one of Hollywood's most stable marriages. Some people believe this was proof that timing is everything. Others think friendship was the real secret ingredient. The next romance began in a scene everyone brushed off. Two married spies were supposed to fake fights on camera, but somehow forgot to fake the sparks between them. Mr. and Mrs. Smith was filmed in 2004 and released in 2005, with Brad Pitt already Hollywood royalty and Angelina Jolie an action star on the rise. On set, their chemistry was impossible to ignore during fight rehearsals and dinner scenes. Prolonged eye contact, playful teasing, soft smiles, and flirty pauses made it feel less like acting and more like a real-life love story unfolding. After filming, they were inseparable, spotted traveling together, spending time privately, and subtly living out the romance off camera. Interviews became coy and playful, and fans couldn't stop dissecting every glance and gesture. Their relationship lasted over a decade before ending in 2016, leaving a mix of awe and heartbreak for the public. Some fans still believe it was fate. Others say it was doomed from the start, but that love story wasn't the most unexpected. The next one started with actors who weren't even supposed to like each other at first. They were hired to fake chemistry for a superhero movie, and somehow made the fake part look impossible to turn off. When filming for Spider-Man: Homecoming began in 2016, Tom Holland was becoming the new Spider-Man, while Zendaya was moving beyond Disney into more serious projects. Neither of them came in looking for love, this was just work. But long days on set and press tours blurred the line between acting and real life. What began as jokes between takes turned into chemistry fans couldn't ignore yet. They kept insisting they were just friends. When Spider-Man: Homecoming premiered in 2017, their characters Peter Parker and MJ felt less like a scripted pairing and more like something naturally unfolding. By the time later Spider-Man films arrived, the chemistry was impossible to ignore. After filming ended, they didn't drift apart like most on-set romances. They stayed close and kept it private until 2021, when photos confirmed everything, sending fans into a frenzy and cementing them as one of Hollywood's most loved couples. They were supposed to act passionate for the cameras, and somehow turned it into a lifelong subscription. Penelope Cruz and Javier Bardem met on the set of Jamón Chamón in 1992, but it wasn't love at first sight. They worked together again years later in Vicky Cristina Barcelona in 2008, and this time sparks flew both on-screen and off. Long hours filming romantic scenes, joking between takes, and navigating intense emotional moments slowly turned acting chemistry into something very real. After filming Wrapped, they didn't just go their separate ways. They quietly started dating, keeping their relationship mostly private while continuing to support each other's careers. Fans were thrilled to see two of Spain's biggest stars finally together, celebrating them as a power couple who actually seemed normal in love. Today, Penélope Cruz and Javier Bardem are still together, married since 2010, and have 2 children. They've proven that some on-set romances can survive fame, cameras, and decades of Hollywood pressure. They were supposed to flirt for the cameras, but somehow ended up skipping the script and falling in love for real. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell first reunited on the set of Swing Shift in 1983, and it didn't take long for the sparks to fly. Goldie and Kurt never planned for romance. They were just there to make the movie work. But long hours on set, shared jokes, and awkwardly romantic scenes blurred the line between acting and reality. When filming Wrapped, they stayed together, quietly building a life away from the spotlight. Over the decades, they've raised a blended family, supported each other's careers, and become one of Hollywood's longest-lasting couples without ever marrying, proving that you can be in love and still skip the wedding bells. Fans have been delighted and amazed over the years, celebrating them as the gold standard for Hollywood relationships that actually work. Today, they're still going strong, showing the world that sometimes love on a movie set isn't just a scene, it's forever. If you could step onto a movie set and meet one of these couples, who would it be? Share your thoughts in the comments.